Before we start this video, I have a little announcement to make. My YouTube friend Angie has made a new book, the Miniature Gardens book. I will link in the info box below for where you can get it. Angie's books are very helpful and creative, and this one is none of a less. So with no further ado, let's get to the video. I'm going to make tea lights, and for that I'm going to make the wick first. And I am rolling out a piece of black clay, and I'm trying to roll it as thin as possible because this really needs to be thin. I have a few places here and there that is really thin, and that's the one I'm going to use. So I'm going to bake this. Then I have this metal thing from a Creator Cake. That's a part of this one. That is some metal piece like this, and then I just broke one of these off and I'm cutting in that one. I have that one here, and the piece I'm going to cut out is like 1 millimeter wide, so it's not that wide. And I'm just carefully cutting this strip off. Now it's 1 millimeter, so it fits exactly like I want it. And actually you're gonna cut out pieces of this wire or metal thing that is like 1 centimeter long, no more than a centimeter. So I have a few here, and actually I'm using normally a toothpick, but I think I'm going to take my knitting needle this time, because I'm going to wrap it around here so that it, so that I get the circle. You can also use one of these, but bend these into a circle, a ring. Don't make the ends overlap. They need to be joined like this. I'm going to try to see if I can show you. I hope you can see it right there. That's a tiny ring. And do this with all of these pieces you have. I baked this tiny black thing and I made my rings. Then I have some white clay right here, and I am going to cut off a part of this that is tiny enough for me to work with. Then I take a tiny piece of my white clay and I press it down into one of these rings. So that the bottom and the top is really flat. So I take this tiny piece of black clay and I dip it in my Bake & Bond. You won't be able to see that, but I do. And I'm trying to place this in the middle of my tea light. And there I have my tea light. I baked my small tea lights, and now I'm going to paint the bottom of them. And I do that with some silver ink. You can use what kind of paint you like. I'm kind of using this one. So I take my tea light, dip it in the paint, and place it so it can dry like that. So I'm just going to leave them to dry, and then I'm going to cut off a tiny bit of the wick so it's not that long as it is right now. And that's all there is to it. Happy crafting!